Luckin Coffee stock news and price prediction. Okay, guys, so it has been a wild run for Luckin Coffee. So Luckin Coffee, aka the Starbucks of China, and it was really a roller coaster year. So it was actually hard to believe how quickly so many things have changed in 2020. So just at the beginning of this year, Luckin Coffee was one of the hottest Chinese ADR stocks. As you can see here, we're taking a look at trading view. You can see it, even at one point the stock was over $50, and then the worst happened. So there was a short seller that came out with a report that Luckin Coffee had been fabricating sales to run up the stock price, and there was even the event where the stock was delisted from the US stock exchanges. So that's really huge because companies that are listed on the NASDAQ and the New York Stock Exchange and things like that, they are basically able to access a much broader spectrum of investors, particularly on Robinhood, because on Robinhood you really can't trade a lot of OTC stocks. So what happened is that basically everyone dumped the stock, and the stock hit basically a year to date low of, at one point it was even trading at, you know, about $1.27, guys. So now the stock has picked up a bit. As we can take a look here, we can see now volume is back up at over 29 million shares on the last trading day. That 43 million shares on the last trading day, and now the stock is trading just under $10. So it actually hit the $10 level, and then it kind of retraced a bit back. So let's take a look at that chart. Okay, so the stock hit over $10 and then it dipped back down. So now it's sitting at around $9.45. So what's going on here, guys? So in this video, I'm going to give you guys kind of the news updates and give you my future price prediction on Luckin Coffee, guys. So let's get right into basically the biggest news. So the SEC and Luckin Coffee agreed that Luckin would pay $180 million penalty to settle the accounting fraud charges. So this is straight from the SEC.gov. We can just read it. The Security and Exchange Commission today charged China-based company Luckin Coffee with defrauding investors by materially misstating the company's revenue, expenses, and operating loss in an effort to falsely appear to achieve rapid growth and increased profitability and to meet company earnings estimates. So this is huge news. So what this means is basically Luckin Coffee from like April 29th up until the beginning of 2020, they basically fabricated around $300 million in sales. And this makes a lot of sense, guys, because at the rapid growth that Luckin Coffee said they were opening up stores to compete with Starbucks, it just seemed unrealistic that a company could make that much money in just a year or two. Usually you're going to see a lot of companies start out, basically the first year a company starts out, it's like a baby, right? And then if you take a look at some of the older, more established companies like Amazon and companies like Netflix and things like that, they've been, doing business for over 20 years. So they're like basically a fully grown adult. So this company has only been around a couple of years. It's still kind of in its, infant toddler years. And it just seems really unlikely that the company was able to grow that fast. So as you can see here, it says they would basically fabricate 300 million in sales by creating false sales transactions through 3 separate purchasing schemes. According to the complaint, certain Luckin employees attempted to conceal the fraud by inflating the company's expenses by more than $190 million, creating a fake operations database and altering accounting and bank records. So guys, just all really, really terrible news overall, and that sent the stock plummeting. But the good news is that it looks like they're looking to make amends with the SEC. Now, I'm not really sure if they'll be able to rejoin the NASDAQ in the future, but I'm going to talk a little bit more about the couple of changes that they made and why maybe they're thinking. We'll see what happens. But if they pay the penalty, and also it looks like they're going to have to pay a lot of losses to investors. So it says the SEC's complaint alleges that Luckin's disclosures to investors about revenues were false. The settlement with Luckin is designed to help ensure that harmed investors have the best available opportunity to receive relief. So it looks like the SEC is trying to return a lot of that money that Luckin had basically stolen from investors. So that's a good sign, guys. So I think that's one of the reasons why the stock has popped. But one of the things is that if we go to Robinhood and we type in the ticker symbol LKNCY, you can't purchase it. So I think this is one of the reasons why Luckin is desperately trying to kind of make amends and potentially get back into the NASDAQ, because on platforms like Robinhood, where there's literally millions of traders, getting your stock back into a US exchange is a really bullish signal. But there's a couple of issues basically with Luckin Coffee. So the first biggest one is that it looks like they've changed their independent auditor. And this is kind of alarming, guys, because it says here that they've changed their independent auditor to Markham Bernstein and Pinchuk LLP, and it says they used to use Ernst Young Hua Ming LLP before that. So, you know, this was definitely a problem. Obviously, if the accounting fraud was able to slip past this independent auditor, they needed to make some changes, which is a good change. And I took a look at Markham Bernstein and Pinchuk, and I went over to the PCAOB website, guys. You can head over to that website and check it out. It looks like Markham Bernstein and Pinchuk LLP is a PCAOB registered accounting firm, which means that it complies with the recent legislation that was passed that basically Chinese companies have, and we're really foreign companies in general, if they're going to be listed as ADRs, they have to be audited by a PCAOB registered firm. So that's a good sign. But one of the things that is really worrying about Luckin Coffee is if we go over to their quarter results, they just simply aren't showing their numbers. So, you know, obviously this is a very, very speculative stock. I think we have basically no revenue numbers for, you know, a while now. It's just blank. Even in Q2, Q3, there's nothing there. So I really don't have any good revenue numbers or any decent numbers to show you guys. And since that this stock is trading over the OTC market, it looks like that this could just be basically traders just kind of buying into stock, looking to swing trade it. So guys, to give you guys my future price prediction, it's going to be really difficult because I think that this recent news, the stock isn't moving up simply because the company is a stronger company. I think the stock is moving up because you have a lot of swing traders and day traders that were trying to profit from this news. So still, guys, I still think Luckin Coffee is not a good buy. I would not invest my money in it. And my future price target for this stock, I think it's going to dip down low. It looks like that this volume was kind of built up based on that news. And when we look at, there's two types of kind of catalysts as you see here. You've got basically the biggest catalysts are news events and earnings. So this particular catalyst was based on news, and when a catalyst is based on news, a lot of times you'll see that stock drop. So it looks like we've seen the top here and that the stock could fall further, guys. So I would, like I said, there's no reason for me personally to invest 1 cent into Luckin Coffee. You've got so many other better Chinese companies. If we talked about some of them on this channel, you know, of course you have companies like NIO, you have companies like Xiaoping, that's XPV, you have companies like Li Auto, you have companies, of course, like Alibaba. Of course, there's another one that I really like, Ehang, that's ticker symbol EH. So when I'm looking to put my money in China, you know, it's a bit different ball game with these ADRs, and you really have to be careful with these stocks. So I would say if you're looking for a Chinese stock to buy, I would say Luckin Coffee still, for me, there's just too many problems, and there's just too many swing traders and day traders in this stock. If you try to buy it here and it drops back down, you could end up losing a lot of money. So if you're looking for some Chinese ADRs, I would say my #1 favorite one is NIO. I think NIO is basically the Tesla of China. And then my second favorite one is Ehang. That is basically the air taxi drone company. They're going to be basically selling a lot of their air taxis all over Asia and all through Europe and the rest of the world too. And my third favorite is Alibaba. I mean, you know, e-commerce is going to continue to grow into the future. You know, 2020 just sped up the e-commerce movement, but we're going to continuously see more and more people buy stuff online, because look at a lot of the younger generation, you know, people in their teens and 20s, they grew up, they're basically the smartphone generation, and they're going to keep using smartphones as well. So e-commerce is here to stay. So that's it for now, guys. This is my video on Luckin Coffee. I would say Luckin is a sell for me. I would not buy this stock. I'm just staying away, but I just wanted to give you guys an update because I did mention this stock in my newsletter, and it did jump up from like $7 to $9. But I would say to just definitely stay away from this stock, in my opinion. But of course, do your own research. So that's it until now, guys. Please smash the like button if you enjoyed this video, and hit the red subscribe button as well to receive more video updates from me. And if you guys want to find out which stocks I'm trading Monday through Friday, be sure to click the link in the description below and grab my Stock Watch newsletter. And if you want to chat with me about which stocks I'm trading, see kind of my real-time trades and things like that, be sure to join the Discord chat where we're basically talking about trading stocks, EV stocks, options, and stuff like that. So that's it until next time, guys. Take care.